and move it by X. You can use the select and rotate tool, and you can do it manually like so. I want to do something like so. Okay, rotate it in your top viewport using the select and rotate tool, then select the move tool, kind of put them together. See, they're not lining perfectly. I'm just going to rotate just a little bit on the yellow like so. Make sure they're getting, yeah, like so. Excellent. So we got it, kind of like Z, like S. What we're gonna do now, we're just going to link them like I did before. So we're going to use the link, select the link item here, click on it. This guy is selected. We're gonna click on this guy again, and then holding my left mouse button, go to this guy, click on it, and it's going to highlight for a few seconds, and now it's linked. So if I'm going to move this guy, which is white, this guy is not following it. Let's go back, because this guy, which is white, is linked to the green guy. But if I'm going to move my green guy, the white guy will follow. So you got an idea, right? Okay, just practice with that till you will have the idea. Place it somewhere here. Alright, so I'm going to move this guy, and I'm gonna zoom out, and using my top viewport, moving by X, like somewhere here. Let's use this icon right here, zoom extend selected, bring it to the top camera, so we're gonna see what's up. In my top viewport, zoom in, and then we're going to use the zoom tool, zoom out a little bit. You can see it's a little bit too small, so what I'm going to do, select the uniform scale tool, click on it, and using the small triangle inside, yellow triangle, I'm going to just scale it a little bit like so. Excellent. Then I'm going to use this select the move tool and move it by X, just like so. Alright, and maybe scale it just a little bit more, scale in uniform like so, and move it as again, select the move tool, move my guys, maybe scale it down a little bit, they're gonna be even, and move it so kind of like that. Alright, I'm going to go back, right click mouse button, my perspective view, and then I'm going to use orbit sub object tool to rotate my camera view. In my perspective view, I'm going to see I have something like this, like a regular fan. Nice, we got it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to create the wire. So let's use the pen view tool, and in my top viewport, just go somewhere here to the left and click on create, and then go to shapes and use the line, click on line, click somewhere here and move it, and move it somewhere like this and like that. As you can see, we have line with the hard edges, right? This is not code for the wire, so we're going to click escape, and we're going to click undo. Why it is, if we're going to scroll down the options, we're going to see we have initial type corner. We want to select smooth. With the smooth, we're going to have corner smooth, and we can smooth them out. Let's have a look again. Click somewhere, make sure that go up a little bit to the arrow option, make sure line is selected, click somewhere, and then in our top view, and then click somewhere over here, create another dot, and then just a little bit like so. You can see I'm smoothing my wiring, and like so maybe, and straight like so. Okay, click escape button, and it's going to create. This is one wire but one line. Let's go ahead and click on modify button now, and make sure it's selected. When it's selected, it's white. When object is selected, rendering, click on rendering, and we want to check enable in render, enable in viewport, and then thickness, let's select 10, maybe 5, maybe not 5, maybe 3, so maybe 2, thick enough. Just play with this till you will have kind of proportional to your object, to your fan. 2, you're fine. Now let's go ahead and zoom out from the top viewport, and what we're gonna do, using the select tool, kind of bring it, and using the zoom in, zoom out, and the pen tool, I'm using my third mouse button, which is doing the same thing as zoom icon, this one right here, as you already know. So, and using the move tool, kind of going to move to this guy right here, like so. Alright, and you can scale it if you want it, using the scale tool, and scale it by X, make it bigger wire, and then select and move, select and move, so it's coming from here to there, like so. Okay, now we're going to position the wire, so let's position somewhere, like let's position somewhere on top, like so. So you can see it's on top in my perspective. If I'm going to move a little bit down, it's disappearing from the perspective. So just controlling, looking at all your viewports when you're working. So kind of like so. Okay, now I'm going to go back to thickness, and maybe 1.5. 2 is too much because I'm going to create 3 more. As you remember, one for the ground, one for the 12 volts DC, or for the 5 volts DC, which is red hot, and another one which is yellow, tachometer, which controls the RPM, how fast the fan rotating. So it signals, and just position it somewhere over here. You can see in our green here, and in our viewport, which is perspective where the wire is. Now we're going to clone up to 3 more. So what I'm gonna do, edit and clone, copy, make sure it's object as copy, click OK, and line 2, I'm going to name it ground. Okay, let's go back to the other one, and let's move this first. Before we're going to come back to the other one, let's move this wire a little bit from the other one, and select the first one, which is line 01, and name it as the hot. So it's a hot wire, red, then ground, which is black, and we're going to create one more, edit and clone, copy, and name it over here, which we're going to name as tachometer, which is yellow. And now we're going to move it by Y, and it's the third one, just a little bit. You can see on our top viewport, and also over here, if you're going to zoom in, let's switch to a perspective view and zoom in using the zoom tool. See how we're working here. Kind of imagine that you can. I'm not going to get into the inside too much into the wires. Use your you just learn how to create the wires. You can extend and lines and just create better lines, complex lines, and then it's going to complex wiring. Do whatever you want. Okay, here The next thing what we're gonna do, we're going to switch to the top viewport, and using the PAM view tool, kinda scroll it over here, and using the create tool over here, and make sure we're at the geometry now. Okay, and extended primitives, select to the standard primitives, just click on it and select it, then go to the box, and we're going to create the connector, 3-pin connector that we're going to put the wire in. Kind of put it in here like so, and then release mouse button and create the height. As you can see in my left viewport, I'm creating the height. See that? Okay, something like so. Release it, click on it, and recreate it. Go to modify, look at the top viewport, and in the modify, I'm going to teach you how to work with the edges more. So I'm not going to use my box properties, but I'm going to use as my polygon properties, edible polygon properties, and I'm going to give you some more tips on edges, which will give you better skills on creating models. Right click on the box, editable poly. So now we can extend this primitive and make complex shapes. Use the zoom tool, zoom in. Okay, and now what we're gonna do, we want to select the edges over here, this icon right here, and click on top edge once, and on this one, and holding the control button, click on this edge. Okay, what we want to do now